Well, all right. Enough teaser videos for social media. I have finally brought the parts truck into the shop, and it's finally time to reveal what we got and what we're putting it into. But before I unveil the project, I think it's finally time to unveil what the heck I finally chose to go in between the engine and the axle on my project. And for that, we're going to need the old death wheel, because Tremec really made sure this thing was secure with some metal banding for shipping, which I definitely appreciate, making sure that this got to be secure. So let's grab some gloves and some goggles, make some sparks. All right, quick PSA before we go any further. No, you do need some real gloves, not ones that are missing the coverings on some of the fingers. And yeah, shades, they aren't exactly the best for eye protection, but enough of that. Who cares? Let's dig into this box. Oh man, that is sweet. This isn't my first time opening up a Tremec, cardboard crate for one of their transmissions. And as always, I'm super pleased with how they do this. There is a bunch of reinforcement in here to make sure that your transmission reaches you in good shape. We all know that freight sometimes these days can be super rough on your packages. So the box itself is double corrugated cardboard. The reinforcements are double corrugated cardboard. And of course, there's all this extra cardboard in here that's sandwiched and glued together to make sure that when it gets shook around, it really doesn't get hurt. So time to get this thing out of the crate, get it up on the workbench, and let's talk more about it. There's nothing like moving a heavy-duty transmission to remind you that maybe you need to be going to the gym a little bit more often than you think you do. But enough of the fingerless pretty boy gloves, and enough hauling such a heavy piece of equipment around. It's finally time to talk about what I'm putting in my project. This is the Tremec Magnum 6-speed. Don't call it a T56. Do not call it a TR6060. This is made specifically for the aftermarket by Tremec, using the best parts from their parts pile to give you the best combinations of gear ratios, strength, and of course, kind of interchangeability. This thing is designed to fit in numerous projects behind numerous engine platforms and gives you all sorts of options to make it work. Now, right off the bat, yes, it does look like a T56. And truth be told, that's because the casing is. A TR6060, something that came in C6 Corvettes and this, 5th gen Camaro, stuff like that and up, you will find that they have a built-in tail shaft housing made for IRS. Of course, the one in the Corvette looks even wilder. Makes it to where it's a little bit more difficult to swap, even though people still pull it off. Tremec found a hole in the aftermarket where that could be filled with something that made it easier for the rest of us. So the case is a factory T56 piece, but the tail shaft housing and the front plate are custom. Front plate is custom made by Tremec to be a little bit stronger than the factory units, and the tail shaft housing is of course custom for transmission slip yoke, dual output speedometers, and of course the better shifter and transmission mount. But for my project, one of the things I liked best about many of the features of a Tremec Magnum was the shifter. More importantly, shifter placement. You see, right now, this is as far back as the shifter can be positioned, but if you can tell, the bolt pattern is actually the same. It's kind of a mirror image of itself. So you can take the shifter, unbolt it, turn it, put it down, and now the shifter is moved up several inches. Or this inspection plate here has an option to be used as a shift position as well. Another thing that makes the Tremec Magnum so universal is, of course, the speedo output. It can be mechanical, or in our case, a VSS digital signal to send to the computer. That is what I'll be using in my project, but it makes it super convenient for those that are doing a classic car swap, or even better, something completely custom where you have to run a cable operated speedometer. Now, let's talk about ratios. For my project, I took a leap forward and went for the close ratio design. They offer these in several different ratio combinations. A wide ratio that has a 327:1 first gear, and then the famous 0.50 overdrive for what has to be some of the best gas mileage you can get in a classic car. It still is a great gear ratio combination, but I decided to step forward for the full Monty. close ratio. This is something that you've probably heard before. The 266 to 1 first gear, and the overdrive is still a double overdrive, but it is 0.80 and then 0.63 for the final 6 gear. Doing the math using Tremec's website, I was able to put in my rear axle ratio, my tire diameter, and figure out that this 6 gear was still going to give me great mileage on the highway. And of course, what makes a lot of this handle so much power is the synchro design and other components that are inside this transmission. It has triple cone synchros, just like a lot of the modern cars have. That is what can make it handle a lot more power when shifting. The last thing I want to do is grind a gear, even though my current project is a stick shift, and I haven't ground a gear yet. I do have to shift it slow to make sure not to do that. So it's nice to know that when I finally grab the handle for this thing and bang shift a gear, it can handle it. The other thing is the actual input and output shafts on this transmission. This is probably something that you can't see with your naked eye, so I'm going to do my best to kind of showcase it for you. Now, I want to start with the input shaft. The input shaft, in terms of the clutch splines and diameter, is the same that you would find in most modern GM cars. It is your typical 26 spline input shaft, but one thing that you can notice is the actual diameter of the input shaft behind the splines here. This has what you could somewhat consider a Viper spec input shaft. Not a direct, borrowing from the Viper platform, but definitely built to handle that extra power. And of course, it doesn't stop there. There's a main shaft that runs all the way back to here. That has also been beefed up from your typical T56 platform, borrowed from the TR6060 as well. And because of that, if any of you remember that the output shaft on like your typical T56 takes something that maybe a 4L60, Turbo 350, kind of the smaller transmissions used, that's not the case here. This actually uses a much larger diameter output shaft, so keep that in mind when you're speccing out your drive shaft. Make sure to tell your drive shaft company what you're working with. So I am just a little bit too excited about this. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. This has been a long time in the making, but enough talking about the awesome Tremec Magnum 6-speed. It's time to show you what I'm putting it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is an honor and a privilege to introduce you to Old Cotton. Old Cotton is a 2004 regular cab short bed zero option work truck, and I do mean that. This thing came with no options. I've been trying to find a window sticker to show you guys because I do have it. I know I do, but it is a true no option truck. It is a two-wheel drive. Started life as a V6 stick shift, manual windows, locks, seats, mirrors, and transmission. Manual transmission was one of the last years that they offered a manual transmission in the half-ton trucks. Pretty cool. And I do love this truck. This is one of my favorite trucks. I've had it for 10 years now. I'll own it for the rest of my life. And it has, first and foremost, always been and always will be a work truck. It has hauled motorcycles, car parts, and even cars to and from wherever I want all over the southern United States. And even though the modifications that I've made in recent years have pushed it towards a modern muscle truck, it is not going to be a one-trick pony. The goal of this is a jack of all trades. Road trip, daily driver, somewhat decent gas mileage, but can still tow, haul, be completely reliable while doing that, while also being able to be just an absolute joy to drive when it comes to a big V8 rear-wheel drive short wheelbase pickup truck. But before I tell you about the truck's flaw, which is the transmission, which is why I got a Tremec, I think it's time we talk about maybe some of the stuff I've done, both under the hood and underneath.
What started life as a V6 under the hood now has an LS. I like to jokingly call this an iron LS1. Let me kind of give you some backstory on that. The original idea for this truck was to build what Chevrolet should have built from the get-go back when the cat-eye trucks came out. Is an SS Silverado that was actually a single cab LS1 T56 two-wheel drive truck to compete with the Lightning. I always thought they should have done that. A lot of people agree with me, and unfortunately, plans change as I own this truck. Now, I did plan originally to do the full SS body kit, but thankfully my taste changed, and I actually like the subtle look of the work truck body. But power into the hood, my plans never change for that. I did happen to find many years ago a really great deal on a low mileage, mint condition, all stock LS1 out of like I think it was a 99 or a 2000 Corvette. Unfortunately though, while I had in storage collecting parts in the shop, we had a nasty freeze hit, and the previous owner neglected to tell me that he just ran mostly straight water in the cooling system, and yep, the block cracked. So I was left with a really great low mileage rotating assembly and cylinder heads. What I decided to do was to take a spare iron 5.3 block I had lying around, and when I was working at Scott & Dickey, they were nice enough to machine it up for me. I was able to assemble it, put it together, and make what a lot of people do, which is an iron LS1. And so it is a 5.7 liter LS1 heads rotating assembly. It does have a Trailblazer SS intake, 92 millimeter throttle body, a nice air raid intake, Speed Engineering headers, single flow MagnaFlow exhaust, and a TR224 cam. That's old Thunder Racing cam from the early LS days. That company is no longer in business. I will say it's probably a little bit too big for a pickup truck. Being lightweight and stick shift helps, but I think in the future, I think I might do another video on doing a cam swap, maybe to a BTR cam that is actually spec'd for a build like this. But now that I've covered the engine, let's see what I got going on with the rear axle. Keeping with the modern muscle truck and work truck theme, everything is pretty simple when it comes to this build. I tend to do that with my builds. I tend to go along the KISS method. Now, if you've been living under a rock, or maybe you're under the age of 20 and you don't know what that means, it simply means keep it simple, stupid. And that is what I like to do. No reason to go overkill on stuff. Do it right the first time, but don't go overboard. It's a great way to have something that you enjoy without emptying your bank account. And as you can see under here, it looks relatively simple in stock for the most part, and that's because it is. Right next to my head, of course, is the MagnaFlow muffler I was talking about, single 3-inch exhaust. I do have McGaughey's lowering suspension on all four corners. In the front, I have 2-inch springs and 2-inch spindles for a 4-inch drop. And in the back here, I did a McGaughey's 6-inch axle flip lowering, but with 2-inch addle leaves. That's how you get that little rake stance. I prefer kind of a rake stance, a little more muscle car, if you know what I mean. And that does help when I'm hauling or towing things. So kind of a win-win. Does have Dultec sport shocks. Other than that, it's pretty simple back here. When it comes to this axle, well, it's the stock 10-bolt. Yep, the 8.6 10-bolt that came in these. Plenty tough for the most part. You really don't need to go overkill with like a 14-bolt axle conversion or maybe a custom 9-inch until you start throwing down some serious power. I'm not looking to do that anytime soon. So when I was at Scott & Dickey, again, Brett in the service department was cool enough to hook me up with a rebuild of my stock rear axle. 410 gears from Motive in a Yukon, just old school clutch style limited slip axle. Really works well. I really like it. So that's the rear. Told you about the front. It's time to talk about the middle.
Now that I've told you about everything I have done to this truck, let's talk about the one thing that I haven't touched just yet. Now, I am on my way back from LS Fest, Texas. For those of you that don't know, I do have a long history of working at all sorts of different automotive performance businesses. Right now, I'm currently employed at Brian Tooley Racing. I love BTR, I love their products, and I do Car Junkie Mag as more of a passion project on the side to kind of showcase projects like this. And so this drove 5 hours from Lubbock all the way to Dallas, hung out for 2 days, and drove all the way back, and I've never once worried about this thing giving me any issues. This transmission is called the NV3500. It stands for New Venture 3500. And what you need to know is this. They only put these in S10s with the V6, in the OBS and the new NBS body style pickup trucks that came with either the 4.3 liter V6 or the small V8s. They never put these with the 5.3. Never put them with the 6 liter. That was the NV4500 in the 3/4 ton trucks. This was an entry level transmission. It was not meant in any way, shape, or form to be anything other than just a dead nuts reliable truck transmission. And you know what? if I'm being honest, I don't like this transmission, but that's not the fault so much of it. It's probably me trying to make this truck be part muscle car, part work truck, reliable daily driver and road trip cruiser, and it's getting close. But the shortfall is this transmission. When it was a V6, this thing worked fine because you didn't need to speed shift to V6. You didn't need great performance ratios in a V6. I needed a first gear that was almost like a granny gear. I needed something that would help me get moving because these are like 4,400 pound trucks. Way more than that with my fat ass in them. And with a 195 horsepower V6, it needs all the help in the world. These gear ratios are terrible. First gear is absolutely useless. It truly is. More than half the time, I leave a stoplight in second gear. And even in second gear, if I blip the throttle, and I mean just blip the throttle with my foot, I can usually break the tires loose. It'll chirp shifting into third and sometimes fourth. That's not, this is a big badass engine. This is really, really poor gear ratios. And now I have the opportunity with Tremec in the Magnum 6-speed to finally be able to right some of the wrong with the gear ratios in this truck. The thing is when I'm doing 80 miles an hour, this is spinning really close to 3,000 RPM. Not that it can't handle it, but that's definitely not good for mileage. And it is a little rough and tough. It's kind of noisy going down the road. And I've driven this long distances. This has been coast to coast multiple times. This has been to the Gulf and all over Texas hundreds of times. I've taken this to LS Fest East in Kentucky all the way from Texas twice now. I've been to, of course, BTR where I work in this truck a couple times now. So when I go down the road, maybe 2,500 or less RPM would probably be better at 75, 80 miles an hour. That's where the Tremec steps in. Not only is it a close ratio transmission that is going to help my overall gear ratios, it is also a transmission with better overdrives. This means that I can cruise at 80 at 2,400 RPM instead of almost 3,000. And that fifth gear actually means that I can cruise around town now at a little bit better than the fifth gear that was in this now. It's better overall through every gear ratio, and that is one of the main reasons that I'm swapping. I need something that does better in both acceleration and gas mileage. And 6 speeds are always going to be better than 5, almost every time. This transmission is kind of starting to tell me, hey man, I'm not meant to do this. If we were still a truck, just a truck, this might be okay, but you're kind of beating me up. And I'm starting to listen, and that's why I decided to go with the Tremec. Now that I've told you everything about the truck, I've told you everything about the transmission, I think it's time to finally get started, get back to Lubbock, get this trans out, put the 6 speed in. What do you say?